Hello, and welcome to Cinema Reel-ness, Side Escape's movie-themed show. My name is Maddie Atlee, and each week on Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube, me and a friend, this week it is once again Jake Burke.
4 shows in a row, man.
I know.
I'm killing it on
it's
the
kind
guest.
of more of like a regular
Yeah,
than,
I'd say that.
than a guest.
Yeah, but I like it.
At this point. Yes.
I'm a reoccurring guest.
You are you're a main guest at this point.
I'm a main guest, exactly.
Almost like a co-host.
Yeah, but not quite.
Kind of.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yes, then we get together every week and we discuss a movie topic. And this week, inspired by Bastille, the band, one of my favorite bands personally, they decided to start doing a distraction. They call it distraction tactics, and they're doing a movie from a different country each week. And last week they did England because they're from England, and they did Shaun of the Dead. And this week they went to New Zealand and they're doing The Hunt for the Wilderpeople by Taika Waititi. So,
Very timely because, it only came out 4 years ago. So I'm glad we're getting our review up now.
So it's really, really old. But I thought it would be really fun to do to kind of follow them along with this. And I was sold because this is a movie I've been wanting to see for a while, and they did Shaun of the Dead last week. I'm like, all right, these people know their movies.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to be picking some good movies.
Right.
So that's what we're deciding to do for, I guess, however many.
Yeah. We'll see where we go from here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be following along regardless. So, but yeah, so if you want, they do it live every Friday evening. You should go to their Instagram page, and they want you to basically watch the movie, write like a little 1-sentence review and your name and what country you're from and suggestions for what they should watch next, and just do hashtag distraction tactics.
I'm recommending a small American film called Star Wars.
That's
just throwing it out there. Indie movie. It's an indie movie. Well, it's not technically. It's produced by Fox. Very low budget. Really just breakthrough special effects. Think it'd be a really good movie to watch.
Yeah.
Free on Disney Plus.
Free on Disney Plus. Woo.
Yeah. So.
Yes. But so we're gonna start with.
We already said what we're starting with.
I know. I meant initial thoughts.
Oh, okay.
We're doing a
review. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hunt for the Wilderpeople by Taika Waititi.
Yes, by Taika Waititi. Yeah. The great
Thor Ragnarok Jojo Rabbit director.
Yes, he is fantastic. He is becoming one of my favorite directors and writers for sure.
Very much so.
100%. Yes. So, initial thoughts.
Oh, I'll go first. I thought it was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very, he almost has a certain kind of humor that is Taika Waititi humor.
Yes, yeah.
It is very dry, I guess New Zealand humor.
Yeah.
I think for me, the movie went on a little long. By the end, I was like, okay, I'm ready for this to be done.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed the journey, but I feel like we're doing all we can do here. So I kind of felt by the end, I was like, okay, I've got this movie. It's been very good. It's been fun for the first hour and 40 minutes. The last 15 minutes, I was like, I'm ready for it to end.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way. Not that it was a bad movie, but I was just like, I've hit my limit. This is great. But that being said, I thought the performances were really good. The kid from Deadpool 2, Julian Dennison, who plays Ricky, who plays this thug life, orphan, New Zealand orphan, and they obviously point out the fact that he is very fat in this movie. That is a constant through line joke that's mean. Yeah. But just the way this kid thinks he's thug is amazing.
It's amazing. And he's the opposite of thug. Yeah. Complete opposite. But he's like, that's gangsta.
Yeah.
And
it's just he's talking about how the gangster life shows him. It's great. And then of course, I think Sam Neill playing Hector did a great job counterbalancing that character and then making that humor very fun. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a fun journey. And just the way that we talked about it last night when we were watching the movie together, but the way that New Zealand, the way Taika Waititi uses a New Zealand accent to convey humor is really hilarious. Where it's this sentence that goes up and down and different things are said, but they say it all in the same tone.
Yeah.
And in that accent, and I just love how they say a whole sentence about he's really known for hurting people, doing this and kicking stuff and stealing stuff and kicking stuff, and it's the way they say it is just super fun, and I think Taika Waititi has mastered how to use his accent and dialect to convey hilarious humor. So.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I totally agree. I personally loved the movie. I honestly had really no complaints about it. I could totally see or you would think it would go on too long, and I respect that, but I just loved the journey, and I loved kind of the almost like fantasy quality to it, like a little bit. Like they get into these scenarios and with these people, and you're like, "There's no way this is real," but it's also kind of believable.
Right.
And yeah, it's like.
Well, so for people that don't know, because we're kind of reviewing, right?
Yes.
The movie's about basically this orphan, like juvenile kid who's like 13, I think is how old he is, and he has been passed around from foster family to foster family, and he gets put with this new foster family,
and it's like the family, like he tries to run away the first night, but then like it turns out that he like loves this family,
and stuff happens with this family where he is forced to basically go back to being in foster care,
right? But he's not really going to be going back to foster care. He's going to be going to juvie. So basically him and his like de facto uncle, they call him uncle, they have to make a choice whether to well, it's not a big like spoiler.
No, and they run away.
They run away. Yeah. That's like basically they either have to like go back to like society, or like they have to run away in the bush, which is what they end up doing. And it's kind of like their journey, and it's both of them growing in different ways. And it's really really cool.
Right. And that was great. And then there's of course the police that are chasing him, and the woman that is in charge of. She's not in the police force, but she is like the foster care child.
Yeah.
Her phrase of "no child left behind," and she'll go, you know what that means, which is hilarious. It's not our actual phrase; it's my phrase. But she is the woman from Thor Ragnarok that plays Jeff Goldblum's like assistant.
Yeah.
And she's hilarious in this movie.
She's great. Yeah.
There's a whole back and forth between her and Ricky about they're like Sarah Connor and Terminator. And she's like, "You're like Sarah Connor." And he's like, "I'm not Sarah Connor." She's like, "Yeah, you're like that." Before she could even do the chin-ups and stuff. Like, it's just like great, like weird humor that I think Taika Waititi is like a master at.
Oh, yeah. He's so good. Well, because you could just tell he loves writing, and the writing is such like an extension of himself that this is totally a conversation he's probably had with his friends about Terminator, like an insult. Like, it feels just very much like something he has like had this conversation before, and he's like, "How do I insult my friend?" Oh, obviously I reference Terminator, which is such a like a random kind of thing.
It's just the fact that it's this older like authority figure telling it to like, this 13-year-old kid while he's escaping is like really funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So what did you think of like the characters themselves?
I thought they were really interesting. I was very taken aback by how the story progresses in the beginning, because it sets it up that it's gonna be this like typical like, oh, kid's gonna go to foster home, not gonna like it, he's gonna run away, he's gonna rebel, and that ends up not being the case. Like, he runs away the first night, but then he comes back not far, which is a great joke. He doesn't get very far. He gets up like
200 meters.
200 meters.
That's what she says.
200 meters. But the fact that he actually ends up loving the place that he's staying in,
and then forced to leave,
like he doesn't want to leave, he wants to be there. And it kind of like turns like the foster care system a little bit on its head. It's like because like he wants to be in this place, but because of certain circumstances, he can't. It like violates some law or something, where so he has to go back, even though he is happy where he is and he's being treated very well. But they're forcing him to go to some place where he's not going to be treated well, and going to be kind of in danger almost. It seems like.
Yeah, I thought it played with like expectations really well, and like especially with the story, like we kind of thought it was gonna be very traditional, and it ends up going through some nice like kind of changes of pace. Where I like that he started to enjoy his home, and then was forced to kind of leave it, which I thought was really good. I thought the journey itself while they were in the bush was very entertaining. There's a lot of great back and forth and jokes, and but I think there's like for me like 15 minutes too long of them running away. At one point they get separated. And I felt like, okay, this is a good chunk, but now we need to get them back because we need to like advance the plot a little bit for me. Like I was like, all right, the plot's been this for 45 to an hour, and it needs to speed up a little bit because like this is most of the movie now. So that's like where I kind of hit my little like, okay, I'm ready to like see where this goes, because now I've seen where it's going, I guess, and now I want to see where it goes, if that makes sense. So that was kind of my only like major complaint, I guess, which is very minor. It's still fun. Right. The whole movie's fun. It's fun, quirky, but I just thought like, okay, the pacing right here is a little repetitive, I guess. Like there was one too many scenarios they got themselves into before the end, like the climactic end of the movie. So.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. I remembered something. Like the one complaint I did have is they don't really show in the beginning. They don't show the passage of time very well. You just kind of assumed that, oh, like he's been here for X amount of time, but it never says exactly how much time. Which is they kind of course correct and fix it later in the movie because there's things to remind them how long they've been gone. But in the beginning, it's kind of like,
it's a little ambiguous, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well, so how long has he been there? Like, has he been there a year? Like,
yeah.
You know. So, but other than that, though, I enjoyed it. But I totally see where it could go. It does go a little long in the middle.
And I think it's fun just because of Taika Waititi's style. And obviously, he's the guy that did Jojo Rabbit. And there's a lot of, I think, this movie in Jojo Rabbit.
Yes, 100%.
A lot of the humor, but more like how jokes are paced out.
Yeah.
And, like, there are, like, heartwarming moments and even, like, very emotional moments. I think, like, Jojo Rabbit was very... In my opinion, Jojo Rabbit's far superior than this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
But you can definitely see, like, the breadcrumbs of, like, him crafting certain moments of Jojo Rabbit and, like, testing them in this movie.
Yeah. You can see him kind of finding his voice. Like, this movie, he finds his voice, but then Jojo Rabbit, he, like, articulates it super well. I feel like you could see, like you're saying, like, the stepping stones to that next brilliant movie, which obviously, I mean, is going to go down in history. Jojo Rabbit's incredible.
I'm sure this was based off a book as well, just like Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, really? Okay.
I thought I saw something in the beginning of the credits. But yeah, I thought the cast itself was great. There's, I mean, one of my favorite jokes in the whole movie, which I got way more into than you did.
Yes.
But there's a great joke just like with this guy getting really excited to meet Ricky because like Ricky's a criminal now. And I just, the way that joke like kind of broke up the tension of the seriousness and the tension of it and the actor that betrayed it, I thought was hilarious. And that's great. Just what Taika Waititi's known for. And, you know, so I think like his humor and life into Hunt for the Wilderpeople was really well done. And then of course his little cameo in the movies.
Oh, it's great
as well.
It would be a big spoiler to say where it is, but it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my god.
What were some of the characters that stood out for you or were underwhelming? Was there any kind of character that was underwhelming? What did you think about Sam Neill as Heck?
Oh, I thought he was great.
Yeah.
I loved him. I loved his kind of like silent presence, and yet like it progresses where he starts a very much like this introvert. Like he even tells Ricky to be quiet at one point, right? But then he like by being with Ricky, who is an extrovert, he learns to express his feelings more in a way that I think is really sweet.
Yeah.
And I love that they kind of draw off of each other because there's also that parallel like when Ricky is with the family and he's being very quiet, which is the complete opposite of what he would have been earlier. He would have been talking this girl's ear off, and yet he's one kind of like, he's kind of like, what's going on? She's talking a lot.
Yeah.
I actually thought the girl we're talking about is a little underwhelming.
Yeah, there is a girl that he meets later on for like 10 minutes. But her I got the reason she was in this movie, kind of like the placement of her, and I even predicted like that's where it was gonna go by the end of it. I was like, okay, I understand where this is headed. Yeah. But I felt like her inclusion was really kind of random. Yeah. Like it serviced the plot, but I didn't feel like it flowed with the plot. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah. And I just feel like it's that last like 30 minutes of the movie that Taika was like, I got to start wrapping this up, but I have a few more beats I want to hit before I do. Yeah. And I think there's like a rival almost like a rival gang, right? That they meet on their journey in the bush. Yeah. And they meet him one more time, like that last time they meet him. Yes. And it was like, this is just weird that like they ran into him again. Yeah. It just felt very like we got to get the plot here. And that's like the part I didn't really care for. That being said, they had two really cute dogs the whole movie. Yes. Love dogs.
Oh my god, their dogs were amazing. I love going with his like gangster vibe. He gets a puppy. Well, not really a puppy. He gets a dog for his birthday present, and he's deciding what to name him, and he names him Tupac.
He names him Tupac, which is really great.
It's awesome because they're in the bush, and all of a sudden you hear Tupac come, and it's just like
his dog runs up.
It's like what?
Yeah. And of course, compared to Heck's dog, that's just like Zag, right? Yeah. It's just like this easy name.
Right. It's just like what?
Really great. Yeah. The woman that plays the head like foster care agent is Rebecca House, Rachel great. House, and she is awesome.
She kills it.
Very much like Thor: The Dark World. Her like almost quiet demeanor, but like the way she says things, she's great.
No, she's awesome. Yeah, I love her, and she has like basically like the bumbling police officer with her. Yeah, and she's just like trying to be a cop basically, like that's what she really wants to be. So she's kind of just taking over the police officer's job, but he's not really good at his job either. So it's just this interesting dynamic between the two of them.
He doesn't even have a gun. He doesn't
even have a gun. That's like,
What did you think of the use of music in the movie?
I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. They play Nina Simone at some point when they're running through the jungle, and I thought that was perfect. I forget the name of the song, but it's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, I thought like the use of music while they were running was really cool, and it was primarily that's when music was played, when they were like
on the run
or in the chase, and I thought that was really cool. And I thought the use of silence in certain scenes with no background music and no like soundtrack music was really well done. I thought he like really curated, like when they're standing over the lake and stuff, and there's just some really great moments they allowed the scene to breathe, I think, which was
cool. It reflects the characters too, right? Like it reflects like Ricky has this love of music, specifically like hip hop, but then it also reflects the silence that Sam Neill's character Heck has. Like it marries them very, very well. It makes them feel more incorporated in the movie as a whole.
What did you think of the use of haikus?
I loved it. I thought it was super cute because to me it seemed like so basically Ricky uses haikus to express his feelings. And for me, I thought of it as someone down the line, he was probably having anger problems or had to express himself. So some really good therapist or some really good social worker told him, this is a fun way for you to express yourself. Okay. And I love that he would come back to that. And that was like, this person touched him in a previous not life, but like in a, that doesn't make sense.
There's a lot of reincarnation in this movie. I think that's something we really need to talk about. There's not actually.
No, and like, because he's so basically like, because this is supposed to be the first time he's found like a home, right? Yeah. That doesn't mean that he's always had a bad life. That there was someone helping him down the line to help him deal with this, and I really liked that. Like, and it does make it's kind of a quirky thing. It's like a random thing that a haiku is what it is, but that's why I like it, because not everyone can express their emotions in the same way. And so for him, this was the right way to do it. Yeah. And it stuck.
Yeah, that was good. I thought there was a few moments where it was a little, not even heavy-handed, but just like, it was like, I get the theme of the haikus. Like but it was good. I thought it was really fun. Any final thoughts on Hunt for the Wilderpeople?
You should watch it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's on Hulu for free.
Yes, Hulu for free. So if you got that subscription,
very good. Yes. Very much like it.
Very good. Yeah. I would definitely recommend it if you like Jojo Rabbit, if you like Thor Ragnarok, you're gonna like this movie because you like Taika Waititi. So might as well just go on in.
It's very Taika Waititi on this movie.
Which is seriously, cool. It's really good. What about you? Any final thoughts?
I thought it was great. I really liked it. It made me really want to watch Thor Ragnarok again.
Yeah, I know.
And really want to watch Jojo Rabbit. I love Taika Waititi, and What We Do in the Shadows is a great movie.
Oh, yes. Oh my god.
I love that dry humor that is very New Zealand, Australian kind of humor. Don't confuse them. They get very upset.
They get very mad. Side note, I work for a coffee shop company part-time, and they're a New Zealand style coffee shop, and one of the owners is from New Zealand. And I remember teasing him when I first got there, like, oh, it sounds like an Australian. He's like, no, Maddie, it is not an Australian. And he was getting real mad at me.
And he hit you.
No, he didn't hit me. He's just like, we pronounce our vowels differently. Carson, not Carson. He got mad at me because I pronounced a customer's name like Carson.
Jeez.
Like, it's Carson. He knew him. It was a joke, but I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Hunt for the Wilderpeople. Great movie.
Great movie. All right. Thank you for joining us at Cinema Reel-ness. Hope you're staying safe at home. Stay home.
Watch movies.
Yes, like we're doing.
Yes.
That's exactly what you gotta do.
And play Animal Crossing New Horizons for goddamn sake.
That's another podcast. You can talk about that with James.
The review will be up on Rundown, Side Escape Gaming Podcast. Please tune in.
Tune in. All right. And for us at Cinema Reel-ness, we'll be tuning into your screens next week, Thursday.